Okay, so we're back, and let's just. This is the V Theory podcast,
Yeah.
and let's dive right into it. I want to talk about Odell Beckham Jr.
Okay.
Because
me be the story.
Yeah, me and Danny, we talked about it earlier, but it's
Alright.
like I just still can't get over
The
it.
guy, man.
I like
he
to
just,
repeat this.
He just has to be in.
He's like,
And you know another thing
yeah, go ahead.
to talk about football players
Yeah.
that has been on a lot of TV lately is
You know who the one
now I can't even think of his name.
that
The one that killed the guy.
Ray
He
Lewis?
played for the Patriots.
Aaron
Aaron
Hernandez?
Hernandez, man.
Oh, dang.
Dude, I've been watching all sorts of specials on him and like.
Yeah, let's go into it then.
Okay.
So Aaron Hernandez, if I can remember correctly, big thug guy, was always a gangster,
Yeah.
right?
But supposedly he was gay.
Oh, yeah, that little
This
story.
is supposedly why he killed the guy. Because the guy
Guy knew he was
so
gay,
much
yeah.
information about him. But I never knew that, and I just saw this on the special, that while that case was going on, they indicted him on 2 more murders. So he was.
Oh, yeah, he
3
killed 2 others.
murders.
Yeah. I remember that.
I mean, man, the guy literally had
Like one
everything
during
going.
college.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
right.
He had
And
killed
one
the
day-
2 guys, and a month later signed a $40 million contract.
Yeah.
And then, 6 months after, led him to the Super Bowl, and then murdered another guy.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, now I'm
Man,
getting it
and
right.
you know what? He ended up killing himself during the trial. And that was one thing I didn't understand. Like, you might have been found innocent. Why not wait till the trial's over? If you're guilty, then kill yourself.
So his kids can get money instead of the victim.
Right,
Yeah.
but after he killed himself and the trial went through, he was found innocent. That's crazy, man. Like, that guy, that's just a crazy story to me. Like,
Yeah.
but you know, the guy really had a great life growing up, according to all these tabloids and stuff. He wasn't raised in the ghetto.
Just give me it was it's 2:40 before, so it's been 5 minutes.
But let's get back to Odell then.
Okay, so let's talk about the first thing, the $100 bills.
Right,
So he's
right.
giving out $100 bills to the players, and of course the players cannot accept it because of the NCAA.
But was that like in front of the coaches? Was
Dude,
it
this
all
is
on secret?
camera.
Was it in the locker room? I didn't.
No,
actually
it
see
was during the practice.
It's just out on the field, just giving them out.
You want to see it?
Yeah, man. I mean,
We have proof.
and what are they doing about that? About that specific incident, the $100.
Oh, it's too new. It's too new. You know what I mean?
Right.
We don't know what's going to happen, but that might be overshadowed by the other thing. We'll go through this first. Oh, God damn it.
Hell nah. I'm gonna be honest.
Dude, come on. I should probably go to YouTube, right? We don't want to see Jim Rome talk about it. We want to talk about it ourselves.
Yeah.
Right? We're the Jim Rome now.
I just want to see it happen.
Odell Beckham handing out cash. There he is. Ah, shit.
Junior.
Let's do the slap first.
Okay,
Okay.
Good afternoon. I'm Sheba Turk filling in for
I'll
Tom
kill the
Tommy.
volume. All right. So
Oh! It wasn't even a female.
yeah. Okay. He's like put out the cigar. He's trying to get the guy's cigar.
He's all mad.
He's like, oh shit, dude, that's a cop.
Right.
So he's getting the cigar.
Wow.
Isn't that nuts? Okay, let's discuss. Okay.
What was he thinking?
He saw the uniform, right?
He just took advantage of the opportunity, I guess. The opportunity was there. I
He
don't
just
know.
thought he was that tough shit. Dude, you
Yeah.
can tell
Right
that
away
tough
when
shit.
the
Dude, you can
cops
tell
was-
that tough
was
shit.
charging
Dude, you can
us.
tell that.
Like, oh, dude, I fucked up.
Right.
He knew he fucked. Okay, so the story was that cop wanted the sexual assault,
What?
sexual battery. Yeah.
Why would you take it that far?
And then like the judge says, no, I can only drop it down to simple battery.
Right.
Yeah.
Even then.
And that's only like not even a few days.
He just wants the money.
Well,
What do you think, the cop?
Dude, that cop was mad. I don't know. Cops are different though. You know what I mean?
True.
They have authority, right?
Right.
Yeah. So I think it's more of that. Come on, maybe he was okay with it. That's another theory.
Right.
Until this thing came into TMZ. You know what I mean? It's like I kind of have to now, right? It's like, dude,
you're not gonna disrespect me like that.
Yeah. You know, I'm like, what do you think?
You know, I don't know. By the way he turned around right away, like he looked upset. He didn't even see who it was.
So it's no surprise,
he was already
right?
upset.
Okay, how about why would he do that?
With a bunch of football players. I mean, but you know, you gotta respect authority, I guess. So
that's kind of weird. I don't even everyone is expecting a settlement.
That's what I think is.
Yeah. But it's still
right
kind of like
you saw who it was.
The guy had to do it. You know what I mean? Like the cameras on him. Like it's too much. I mean, if you didn't, then like
right.
It's like. But I think if he didn't do it, it's like everyone's like, okay, it's all cool.
Right.
But he just did it to the wrong cop. Dude, for real, is that cop?
Right.
A cop, really?
Right.
It's like seeing a black man slap a white guy. You know what I mean?
Right.
Not a stranger, right? That's bad enough. Now it's a black player slapping a white cop. You know what I mean? It's like. And the white cop is not going to stand.
Speaking of athletes, my son the other day went to the Civic Center, and they were going to see like motivational speakers, and one of the speakers was Dominic Cruz.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah, he got his autograph, but I thought he was retired, but apparently
no, he's still fighting. Yeah.
He broke his arm in one of his last fights. I don't remember that fight. I'm big on the UFC.
That was a couple years ago. That was a while ago.
But he did tell them that he's coming back.
Yeah.
He is going to fight. And then tomorrow's the Conor McGregor fight.
Oh, yeah, dang.
What do you think, man? I kind of hope Cowboy takes it. I love both of them, but I've been a Cowboy fan longer than Conor.
Been knocked out so many times already.
I know, man.
It just feels like he'll be
Conor's
knocked out.
Fresh. He's looking big. I just don't think he's going to let it happen.
He's pissed. I don't know, dude, but the Conor McGregor mystique. Remember I was so like, oh, this guy's going to just... And then Khabib came in and just... we're like, oh, dude, he doesn't have the wrestling skills.
I loved Conor. I mean, I was on that bandwagon.
And then Khabib just kind of like destroyed the myth. And
it was
so we don't even know if he can beat Cerrone,
Right.
But at the end of the day, he's still the same guy.
At his peak, I definitely think he could beat Cerrone, but you're talking, 2 years off now?
True, but look at Cerrone.
Cerrone just never stops, though, man.
But he's been knocked out 3 times the last 5 fights.
In it for
yeah.
I didn't know that, but I mean, he's been in it for. He's never.
Dude, he got TKO'd by Max Holloway.
Max is a hell of a good fighter.
I mean, these are top fighters.
Every time he gets to the top, he always falls short, Cerrone.
Yeah. That's why he was never a champion. It's kind of like Nick Diaz.
And he never really...
Or Nate Diaz.
Both of those fighters, Diaz and Cerrone, they never really trained to be champions.
They want the money.
They partied.
They want the money.
Went wakeboarding. They did what they wanted. They didn't train like champions train.
Oh, like Anderson Silva.
I mean, that's a different story there.
That guy trained like
training, was it the drugs? There was so much brought into that.
Oh, you're talking about the Pride days and the drugs.
Right. I mean, that guy, well, even later, I mean.
Yeah, he got caught with older.
In the championship fight.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, he was the best fighter in the world for many years.
Oh, yeah. And, dang. Okay, so go back to the dollar thing, right?
Yeah, Odell.
$100.
Let's get back to Odell. What you doing, Odell? What's wrong with you?
LSU. Here it is. I should have
always making headlines.
I know. It's like, have a bad year, so, you know what I mean?
All right.
Oh, there he is. What does that look like?
10 grand.
There you go.
Just gave him a bunch.
Look, this is the practice.
No, look at the guy in the back. With the
Oh, no, this
shirt.
is after the game. Okay.
Still, I mean.
Yeah. So this is what everyone else is talking about. And this is might give him more problems. You know?
Right. Would he have given it to him if they lost? I mean, he's counting out money.
That's the
Like
issue, right? That's the
$500.
issue. Like, what the fuck is this?
Right. Because they won?
You know, everything, you know, like, you're not even supposed to. Like,
Right.
They're not supposed to accept it. That's the rule.
Yeah. And nothing. I mean, that's been a big controversy of.
Is that fake money? Yeah. That's the school, the LSU has been
Why
saying.
would you give out fake money? That's stupid.
That's Jim Rome's kind of, like, commentary. Like,
Right.
why would you give them fake money? That doesn't make sense.
All right.
What? Like, is this a music video? Like, we're doing a rap video here?
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah, it's like, it's obviously money.
Yeah.
So there's that situations, players can be suspended.
For accepting it. Right?
Yeah. So I don't think he gets any problems, does he?
I don't know, but football teams don't like that. And if the
Oh,
NFL doesn't like that.
Yeah. You're
attention-
fucking around with the rules on the college level.
Right. I mean, they just don't like the attention overall. I mean, you know, even in the.
But he
Aaron
plays for the
Hernandez-
Browns.
Right.
That's
even
why
in
he
the
get
Aaron
it.
Hernandez thing, like Bill
Yeah.
Belichick was talking about, before we draft a player, like long before we look into their background, how they grew up as a child, what
That means he
neighborhood they
knew
grew
about
up in.
Hernandez.
Right.
They knew it.
They
just
said
still.
they put every single thing into play. I mean,
So
they
knew
look
he was
at
a
they look at
gangster.
his grades. They look at old criminal records. They go all the way back from the time they were born.
Yeah.
Before they're willing to draft them, and some people they know have. He even said, like, we know some people have a bad background, but the Patriots organization is known for turning bad people
Yeah.
around.
Oh,
or
so
bad
that was
players
like
around.
Hernandez.
Right,
Yeah.
and that's what they thought they could do with him, but overall, the guy was living a double life, man.
Yeah.
He just,
You need like a
what do they say? You can take the,
pretty much. You remember
Take
Des
him out
Bryant?
yeah.
He had a chauffeur. Jerry Jones assigned him a chauffeur to watch or drive him around. Yeah, drive him
to
around.
make sure he was,
Just because
To
like
keep
he
him in
got
check.
like so many suspension numbers,
right.
and they're like, okay, if you want me to sign you, I have to assign you a chauffeur.
Yeah,
And I was
a
like,
chauffeur.
which is pretty much another word for babysitter.
A babysitter, that's exactly what it was.
And it worked until he got that injury, right? And then it's
Yeah.
like, fuck you. Yeah, you're gone. And no one signed him since, though.
Yeah.
His injuries play a big part of the game and stuff. So,
I just wonder, like, if all those charges would have got dropped from Hernandez, he probably would have never got signed again, but he was a good player.
no, but they would have caught him for something else.
Yeah. I mean, the guy, he thought he
Yes.
was untouchable.
Yeah,
That was the
yeah.
problem. I mean, even from when he fucked up when he went to Florida. I mean, he used to go to UConn, and then he went to
Florida, yeah, Gators, right?
And that's when he. But on the special, man, he had like these guys coming
Okay,
up
you're
saying
wait,
I had a relationship with them.
Let's pivot for a little bit.
Okay,
Florida, the Florida man.
man.
Why?
Yeah, you know, if you take the United States and you tilt it, all the dirt and the slugs end up in Florida.
Everyone's like scratching their head. Some say it's drugs. Some
That's
say.
But you know, I
it's
grew
just-
up there.
Yeah, so
I
what
was
do you
born
think?
there, but
Dude, I met some of your like Danny's friends from Florida.
yeah.
and it
Well,
just
think
feels
about
like
its location, man. It's all
Yeah.
about location.
Okay.
I mean, you have
Jacksonville, Tampa Bay.
where all the you want to talk about
Cubans
drugs, you
and
know, all
drugs,
the
yeah.
cocaine. That's
Yeah.
the number one stop.
Yeah,
And then you have all these party schools, Florida State,
Florida,
Jacksonville,
yeah.
Florida, USF. I mean,
Miami.
and yeah,
yeah.
and then like on top of that, the Everglades.
Old people too.
There's so many places to hide.
There's also old people taking drugs.
Right.
Yeah,
and you can literally, I grew up on the Gulf Coast, and I remember we used to go to the beach.
Yeah.
And my parents would always tell me stories about people that have just straight swam across the Gulf. Like,
damn.
You can straight swim right to Mexico. Or
really?
take a boat. I mean, it's really not that far. It's far if you're swimming.
Yeah.
But compared from like here to Hawaii, from California to Hawaii, I mean, when you're on the Gulf Coast, it's all about location. I mean, Florida is
and then you got the Florida Keys.
Yeah, you got the Florida Keys. You got
so
all
like
these.
You can hide stuff, drug operations.
It's just a straight party place.
So that's all
go
really
there for vacation, and
so when they're doing stuff
partying.
there, wow.
And even me, I mean, growing up, I had to leave there. That's my whole reason I came to California. And I don't want to get
you
too
want to
deep
be
into
serious,
it,
serious.
I had to, man. Like, I tried to stay there and get my shit straight, but
people talk about Florida kind of like jail or something. It's like there's just some element people get stuck in there.
I don't know what it is, man. I love it. I would love to move back there. I would love to, not necessarily my hometown, but
just somewhere, yeah.
My wife ain't having it.
No,
she's like, no,
yeah.
No, there's nothing there. My family all still lives there. But the cost of living is cheap there. I mean, that's one place that you can still buy a house for under $200,000, and I'm talking a nice house.
Yeah.
I mean, for $250,000, man, you're living large. Like you have a really nice house you're always gonna be on water. Like pretty much anywhere you live there, you have
some kind
ocean
of
view or water view. It's just great, man. I just love that.
The only thing I
place.
didn't like about Florida is I didn't like humidity.
Yeah, that's that's something that
I rather
nobody likes. But growing up there,
I
just got used to it. I just really always thought that's how the whole United States was. Mosquitoes, like you're always hearing frogs, you're always hearing animals. And I remember the first time I came to California, I was just like,
quiet,
what? Like,
it's just dry.
What is this?
It's like sterile.
What? But
it's more sterile here.
I didn't hear frogs.
Yeah.
I just heard cars and helicopters. But even to this day, I think I'd rather go to sleep hearing frogs and mosquitoes.
Really? I just miss it.
But
that's the way you grew up, yeah.
I mean, thunderstorms, man. Like if you've never been there, Tampa's the lightning capital of the world. I forget the statistics, but it's something crazy like 30 lightning strikes a minute.
Damn.
Yeah.
So not only you're a Florida man, but Florida man is more likely to get hit by lightning.
Yeah, but the chances are so small, man. Like.
I also wanted to talk about Florida has the most fentanyl abuse or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's like there's a problem with the pharmaceuticals.
Florida's actually the #1 rehab place in the whole world.
Yeah.
And when you have the #1 rehab place, you also have the #1 relapse place.
Yeah. Oh, geez. So.
And it's crazy how these rehabilitation centers work.
Is it like a money grab or?
Ever since this law was passed about addiction is something that can be covered by insurance.
Yeah, like it's a disease.
The money that's being made, you have what's called junkie hunters, and you have these people that go out into the streets and they find people that are addicted, and they ask them if they want help, and if they want help, they will actually pay for their insurance and pay the premiums.
Yeah.
Because if they get them into rehab, I mean, you're talking $10,000 a person. For every dirty piss test, it's $350. That's a rehab. Okay. For every dirty piss test, $350. These rehabs are actually giving people drugs so they consistently are pissing dirty, because as long as their pee is dirty, they're staying in the system.
Okay, it's kind of like prison.
Yeah.
Where like.
So they send them to these detox places, and the detox are making money off the pee, and then the detox sells them to the rehabilitation center, and then the rehabilitation center sells them to the halfway house, and then the halfway house.
Actually, it brings up a point. I know we're done with Andrew Yang, but he does. This is the one thing policy that even like Danny, he said he likes. Why not make opiates legal? Is that how's that?
I don't know, man.
Because it's already you can already.
It's something
get it.
that I've struggled with in my life, and
Let's just make it legal, and then instead of putting them in jail, just like at least rehab is better.
They should not go to jail,
that's the
unless
current
they're committing a crime.
But it's kind of current situation, right? Like
it is.
Yeah, like they're going to jails more than rehab because they're forced. They have this product with them.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I don't know. These other countries that have done that have flourished. These countries.
It's more like a stab in the dark. Like we gotta try something new.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What we've done.
What we've done was like and like I really don't know if there is a solution. That's where it's really at,
It's
right?
not one solution.
So it has to be multi-pronged,
Yeah.
But it just sounds such a big.
But when are we gonna start?
Oh no, I say Andrew, yeah, but that's me,
Right.
yeah.
I mean,
you know what? For the most of my life, I would say it's never gonna happen. You know what I mean? No one in the rich people, they don't care, or Washington don't care, or state government, But when are they gonna fix this issue instead of talking about it?
Right.
Yeah.
Did you know that there's these cities in Florida that, you're talking these small cities that are only 5 miles by 8 miles, and they're having 40 overdoses a day. They're actually running out of Narcan. They actually have to let these people die.
Just because they don't have
Narcan to reverse it on them.
And that's like life-saving.
And like I said, when you have the number one rehabs in the world, these people come out of rehab clean and they go right back to the streets and they use the same amount and they overdose immediately.
Damn.
Because they're using the same amount. I mean, it's the drug culture down there is so you just.
I'm doing a time check. We did 2:40. It's 20 minutes.
We're 20 minutes in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not 10 minutes. And then we'll take a break.
It's just crazy, man. Like, it's crazy that these people, these junkie hunters, they don't care if the person actually makes it.
Yeah.
And if the person does have insurance already, man, they make so much money off them. Like I told you that they're buying these people insurance.
And it drives like health insurance up.
It does. It does. But they don't care what rehab they go into. There is legitimate people that really care about these people.
Since Florida's number one, let's talk about California. How big of this is it here?
You know,
you don't know, or you don't.
I don't know the statistics, and I don't know the percentage.
But you do see it.
But the opiate epidemic in California has mostly come from other states. People trying to get away.
Oh, the homeless issue.
Right. Or they're trying to get away from these places, and they come here, and they just attract people like that.
Yeah.
The meth epidemic is huge here.
I see more of an economic issue here than a drug
that
issue.
Too. And what happens is,
of course, there's always some.
That's how these people. That's how some people get hooked on drugs. Is
they don't have the money.
They can't make it. They don't provide for their family. Their kids go into foster home. Their wife divorces them. They end up on the streets. Yeah. What's left for them? What's left? Except the guy sleeping next to them on the sidewalk that says, "Hey, I hit this."
Yeah.
Well, I would. What the hell's left for you, man?
Okay, let's. This is getting pretty dark. Let's get back to. Okay, so NFC Championship, AFC Championship. This is part of the reason why I'm starting the podcast this week. Since I finally got this second camera. I see the glint in your eye.
I wish the Saints would have gone. I'm just.
Wait, what is your team? It could be anything.
My team is Tampa Bay.
Okay.
That's my real team.
Yeah.
And then the Saints, and then Miami.
Because I know Danny and Steve, they're partial to Florida teams.
Yeah, they are. The Chargers take over.
Well, of course.
For them, no, my team is Tampa Bay.
Danny's named after Tampa.
Right? Yeah, he is.
I wanted to tell you the story, but he's gonna kill me, so I won't.
No? Okay.
Yeah. Even if I tell you off camera, they'll kill me. But yeah, Dan Fouts. And Steve Garvey.
Yeah.
Steve.
No.
Yeah, he's a Padre.
Like
that probably pisses him off even more. Like, why don't you name me off in Charger?
Right.
It could have been like any of the Chargers.
But I think the 49ers are gonna take it.
Yeah, because when we played Green Bay, right? Beat them 37-3. Okay, it's not gonna happen like that again.
No, and Green Bay surprised me the last couple games.
Yeah.
So,
but
they could do it, but
okay, but their problem is their offensive line is hurt. They cannot stop the run. Who's the best running game in the league? Us, right? You know what I mean? Who can stop? Who stopped Aaron Rodgers before? Us. You know what I mean? And we're getting D Ford back and Quan Alexander. We're 100% healthy.
Yeah.
And we played that game. We lost 2 of our tackles, left tackles and right tackle, that we haven't back.
Right.
So it's like the only thing that could beat us is the Niners can beat themselves if they did fumbles. And that's why we play the game, because I have a feeling that's gonna happen. I don't know why. We're gonna have a turnover. We're not gonna have a turnover, but we might still win it. It'll be close, but like
I don't know what's up with the Titans like that.
The Derrick Henry.
That was just crazy. I never.
They beat the Patriots, aging Patriots, but they beat Baltimore. That was.
And then what's up with Tom Brady? He hasn't signed another. Is he a free agent or what?
He's becoming a free agent. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, they didn't re-sign him yet. And wait. We got 5 minutes. Let's take a break now so we can continue.
All right.
Yeah. Okay, so we're back. And we're talking about my studio, and I would like to do a tour, but I'm kind of lazy. I'll probably do another video on that. Just to say that I spent a pretty penny on this.
But you got a lot going on here, man. I'm impressed by it. Like,
I want to show you my song, but we'll do it after.
Okay.
But just mind you, I'm a brand new rapper.
Okay.
So I'm kind of nervous about it, but I killed it.
That's right.
Yeah, but
that's right.
Yeah, so I'll show you my songs.
I mean, you killed your little studio here.
How
long did it take you to put all this together?
For a while. Dude. You know these panels?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask about.
It's like $100 each.
No way.
Yeah.
And you buy them just like that, or you make
No,
them?
they're all together. It's like $800.
Oh,
so this is why I said this is like 15 grand. Everything in here is about 15 grand.
And these panels.
About 8,000 of it is in that computer.
Oh, I'm sure. In the computer?
Software.
Oh.
Like Pro Tools. It's mostly software these days. The hardware itself is not expensive.
Did you build that computer? Or you bought
Yeah, I built it. I've been building computers forever.
Yeah.
Since I was like 16.
And see, that's what my son I just bought Caleb his.
Well, I
computer.
think that their generation is kind of like necessary, because it seems like more jobs are going into some kind of computer related. So it's just more smart.
Right. Right. You know, I have a 5-year-old too. That now, I mean, the kid gets down on Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Man. You give him an Xbox controller and it's over.
Dude, I don't see your kids that much. So it's like, baby. He's a fun, you know.
Right.
I would see him like in steps.
That's how it happened to me too.
Yeah, I see him in steps. It's like, oh, he's a taller now.
Yeah,
and then,
right.
Wait, he's going to school. But this was the same way with, I guess,
that's
Autumn.
Too,
yeah,
man.
I think Autumn.
With Autumn.
Yeah, I was like, she just grew up fast.
Yeah. Both of them did.
It's because they were going through some shit.
Yeah. They were. Yeah.
And that was like, dang, that seems so long ago though now.
Man, you know, the more shit you go through as a child, the more, the stronger of a person it makes you. You know it.
Yeah.
It's not always good. It's not always bad, but that's what develops character.
Yeah. Well, Yeah, I mean, you're talking about spoiled children. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, right? Yeah, like,
Sure.
you don't want spoiled children.
Or,
I don't think anyone does.
Children that, you know, if their parents get a divorce or their parents stay
like
together,
traumatized.
the outcomes are so much different.
Yeah.
But it's all of what you make of it as an individual.
Well, it's because, like, as a parent, you have to prepare your kids for, like, this, like, you might be unemployed or you can be on the streets.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's a real outcome for most people.
Yeah, now it is.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's always been, right? If you never had a job, the importance of a job, that's something a parent has to push into the kids, unfortunately.
Well, I think I read something that this last generation is the first generation that makes less than what their parents make.
Yeah. It's because there's a lot of reasons for that, but the biggest reasons is the boomers own most property or most whatever, right? That's really comes down to property.
And I think it has to, with property and education, man. The cost of it has just been outrageous.
Well, education. There's a solution for that. Well, another Andrew Yang solution. This guy's a genius. That's why he says that most of the money right now has been all outsourced to loan companies, right? So no matter what the fuck happens, the university is always getting its money. No, it's okay. So the university's been stable for the last 25 years, right? Have they offered more jobs that you can go to? You know what I'm saying? Is your jobs opportunity more open?
No.
So why are you paying 3 times the amount or 2 times the amount than it was 10 years ago?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So this is the situation with the Generation Z, which is your kid.
Mm-hmm.
Not Caleb, but Noah. Yeah, which is weird, right? He's Generation Alpha.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. That's
and
right.
Caleb's
Z, yeah. So Caleb's situation right now, it's like, okay, I don't even know what jobs are available.
Right.
Yeah, when I come out. Yeah.
I have no idea.
Yeah. And so what does the college do to me if that job is going to be phased out when I graduate, or it's about to be phasing out? Some jobs like nursing and stuff. It's the importance of trade school. We put so much importance in academics. Like the Asian people are known for this.
Right.
Everything academics, and then everything else will fall into place. What happens is you got all these educated people and educated in wrong things. You know, like me. I'm a musician. You know, I haven't created income from 15 years of working in music. You know what I mean? I have to live by my parents. You know, they giving me the business or something. You know.
Right.
So like, college itself, it's not a good job, like, qualification no more.
Right.
Yeah, that's coming from stuff. So what is this plan? He's about to graduate high school.
He's in 11th grade this year, and
dude, I've
really been pushing scholarship applications, and it's so hard to get a scholarship.
I'll tell you what.
The kid has a 3.8.
I had a 4 point
average.
Whatever. And I had a good grades. I could go to a lot of schools. I got denied by Berkeley though.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like, scholarships are so hard to get. He has a 3.8, but he's never been like the leader of or the class president or the newspaper society or all those things. Like, he's not into any of those things.
Dude, when I was so smart back then. I was like, I'll be an engineer, whatever. You know what I mean? And then I found that I like weed.
Okay.
Then I was like, why? My cousin, it was really cool because my cousin was in the same field, and he's only a couple years older than me. We went to the same school, university, which is pretty crazy, right?
Right.
UCSD right here.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was in my second year, about to finish my. It's crazy because about to finish all my computer engineering classes. My first 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah, because I went with my cousin, and then we just worked together and passed all the classes, and then the last 2 years I just needed to take, like, you know, English and math. Just hated it.
Yeah.
Right. But I knew I came from a property owning family. Yeah. So like, I knew like whatever I chose, like my family can really back me up. You know what I mean? So
you had a net.
Yeah, so I was like, I want to make music. What a typical spoiled brat would do, you know?
Right, okay.
Right, so if, pretty much in my situation, I want people to be in my situation, I guess. Like, don't have to be worried about money, right? And then they can do what they love. That's kind of like the Star Trek I was talking about earlier, like the Star Trek ending. We all want the Star Trek ending, don't we?
Yeah.
That's kind of like not just the American dream, but the human dream. And like, I'm happy and stuff, you know. Like what's the 3 cornerstones? It's like 4 cornerstones of life or something. It's like,
I don't know those.
okay, like home, right? Money, job, home, kids, and love, right?
Okay.
Those are the 4 corners of happiness,
Okay.
right? Makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So you can only have in life. Some people like the Indians, they're from India.
From India or Native Americans?
India.
Okay.
They believe that the Hindu people, right? They believe that you can only fill one of those corners at certain parts of your life. So what's the first one? Is job? Was it job, money? Wait, job, home.
I think
house.
you can only fulfill one like 100%. You can't fulfill all of them.
No.
100%.
There's steps at a certain age. Like first you find a job, then you find a love, then you find a home, then you can have kids.
Okay.
Right? That's the natural progression of life. Because you need all 4 to live a fulfilling life.
Okay.
That's just millennials of life, millenniums of life. So all the wise people are broken down to those 4 things to have a content life. Maybe not the greatest life, but everyone will be happy with this.
Right.
So Caleb right now is at the first phase. Job, yes. And that's where most people are stuck.
Yeah,
You can't even get through the first step.
That's true.
You know what I mean? You're on step like 3. You already did all the 4 steps.
Yeah, my steps went out of order.
But the problem with the steps are, they all have to be satisfied.
And you have to
You're not.
them.
Yeah. And with children, it's hard to be satisfied with children because you always want more for them.
Yeah.
So there's always these mental games we play. But at the end of the day, if you have all 4, like you have right now, right?
Well, I don't because I don't have a job right
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Duh.
So I didn't maintain it.
Yeah. You had
point,
it. So it makes it happy.
But even then, I wasn't happy at my job.
True. Oh, yeah. But that's the crushing blow.
And because I wasn't happy at my job, my marriage wasn't happy.
Yeah.
My marriage wasn't happy, my kids weren't happy.
Yeah.
So, I mean.
It all stems because you need all 4 solid. If you have a shitty house.
That's difficult.
Yeah.
To have all 4 in place.
It's
extremely
possible.
Difficult.
Because like I look at my own parents, and they have it. You know what I mean? I'm the kid.
My parents have it too.
Yeah,
my
you see what I'm saying? It's possible.
They had 4 kids. You know, they have a great house. They have great careers.
It wasn't always like that though, right?
Oh
yeah,
no.
See what I'm saying?
I'm the firstborn, and when I was young, it wasn't like that at all.
And so if the Indians say that's why we do it in phases, and that's why you just realize at the end of the day, as long as the children's benefit, because that's the last part.
Oh yeah.
As long as the children benefit, that's like
then
the end goal. Yeah. No matter what happened in the middle, like. So,
yeah, true.
Yeah.
I mean, I think
you do your best.
Your main goal in life is 1, have somebody to share it with.
Yeah, that's the
which
love.
We love.
Yeah. But
And
some people
2,
Americans say love before job, right?
But you know, it has to fall into place.
No, jobs has to be first. Yeah, everyone.
I just think it has to.
So you need
fall into place, but
yeah,
I think overall you just need to leave a legacy. You have to leave something for your kids.
Yeah, that's what. That's what it's all for, right?
Yeah.
All
I mean,
the 4.
When you leave, you need to leave something for your kids.
So
whether it's an estate or whether it's just.
But if you get to that point,
or
if you get to that point, right, your corners are filled, where you're leaving stuff for your kids. Yeah.
Well, maybe not though, because what if you got a divorce?
Well, then you lost one. Well, I mean, nothing is ever permanent.
Right.
Right. That's the Buddhist way, right? Like if you
but your
hang
kids
on,
are always permanent.
Well, yeah. Well, your kids could die too. I hate to say it. Yeah.
That's
You know what I mean?
true.
Nothing
That's
is permanent. I hate to say it.
Yeah,
but, like
that's
this is
true.
life. Yeah.
That's true.
Like, so that's why you cherish them more.
That's deep, man. When you really start thinking about like it just.
Oh yeah, dude. I'm a deep thinker. You know that.
Yeah, I love deep thinking.
Yeah, you know that's part of the reason why I put this podcast. Is like, you know, it's for my own record. You know, my own diary. Like,
yeah.
just, you know,
I mean, this is something you're leaving behind.
Yeah. I don't have kids.
You don't have them yet, but when you have them,
they'll see this. Yeah.
Imagine. I mean, you're talking generations and generations later. I mean, when they're 16, 17, 20, 25, you'll have this on record.
Yeah. So they'll be like, oh, my
to look
granddad, and have the technology to do it. You know what I mean?
Oh,
yeah.
man.
No one had we didn't have the technology before, right?
I mean, they'll be
to
like,
upload it to YouTube
they'll
and
see
keep
this
it in the
setup
cloud.
though, and they'll be like,
what the hell
this
is
that?
ghetto?
Yeah. Why do you have so much stuff? They just have like one little.
One little box and it does everything.
Yeah. It just sits in the corner.
Yeah, it like records all virtual realities.
Yeah,
and all.
Yeah,
Dude, will we be too old to enjoy shit like that? Like virtual reality when it becomes really cool?
I think it's all about adapting and changing.
No, but
something I learned with being with a huge corporation is if you want to succeed, you have to adapt to change.
And that's what Walmart is, or Amazon does well.
And Walmart. I mean, they went to e-commerce. You know, I mean, that's why these companies like Sports Authority and Kmart, that's why all those companies failed.
Yeah.
Because they didn't adapt.
They didn't adapt to the online.
I mean, there's many more.
Retail.
You could talk about many companies that have failed because they didn't move it. They just tried to keep it all brick and mortar.
Yeah. Yay. Okay, I want to talk more about the Derrick Henry. 255 runs was it 4.4? 250, dude.
Wow. There's a big guy right there.
Well, yeah, it's hard to tackle him. And he was
Right.
number 4 overall pick anyways.
Okay.
So he was coming hot off college.
All right.
But Ryan Tannehill, what do you think about that? You should probably know a little bit more about him since Miami, right?
You know, I really didn't follow him.
You're more like
too
Jameis
much.
Winston.
Yeah, but
Okay, let's pivot
even
that for a
then-
little bit. Is Jameis Winston gone? He has to be, right?
you know, I'm thinking so.
He has to. He throws so many interceptions. He has as many interceptions as touchdowns. He got benched for Fitzpatrick.
Right.
It's not like he's Cam Newton or something.
But you know, really, when I was really big into the Bucks, and when it was like Cadillac Williams, and I haven't been following it as much lately. That's my team.
Yeah.
But you know, I was never a big fan of Jameis of Winston. I didn't like the attention he brought. I never thought he was good.
Yeah.
But Tannehill, when he first went to Miami, I was excited. Like I thought he was going to do some things.
But now he's over at the Titans.
And
he's
now
finally
he is doing things. Yeah. Like,
they gave up on him, and they had Mariota starting, and they benched him in the third game.
I really thought, like, after his Miami career,
he's done, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So he kind of revived his career.
But some of that's what these owners and coaches are so good at.
And you beat the Patriots,
people.
so that's going to give you some money, isn't it? It's like, it's
I'm
like
sure.
Give him some kind of contract.
I mean, like next year, his pay probably went way up.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's going to.
At least 20 mil.
And you know that's another thing that comes down to corporations.
Dude, Kirk Cousins is one of the highest pays at $31 million per year.
Is he really?
Yes, because he was a free agent. No one wanted him, so the highest bidder got him, and they ended up being $31 million.
Wow.
Because you know the rules, you can keep your own players. Well, when a free agent quarterback comes out, he doesn't have to be the best. He just someone needs a quarterback in Minnesota, like they'll overpay.
Baseball players make so much more than football players.
Yeah, but they play so much more games.
Yeah.
They say 10 more times a game.
But they're not getting.
Yeah, they're not making the income.
It's a big. They're not getting hit and tackled.
Yeah.
But I mean, think about pitching 90 pitches or whatever they.
Yeah, the starting. You're making
man.
those millions of dollars. You kind of
Yeah.
have to do that workload. Yeah.
It's kind of crazy how they figure all that stuff out, and that's a big thing that's going on right now too. Is what was it, the Mets coach that got fired?
Oh my God! Let's really talk about that because not a lot of people are talking about it because it's baseball.
Right. Right.
But stealing signs from the Yankees, I think. Yeah.
And none of the players are in trouble for it, but
It was,
really the players are the ones benefiting from it.
Yeah. It's kind of like when the Patriots did was it Spygate?
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
So he gets suspended and they fired him.
They fired 2, I think.
Yeah,
Right?
because they were gonna be suspended for a year,
Mm-hmm.
and they're just like, nah, this we'll just fire you.
Yeah. So you think he's gonna get hired somewhere else? You think
Fuck
someone's gonna pick him
no,
up?
dude. He wasn't even that great of. I guess he was okay. Carlos Beltran.
I
Remember him?
I don't really
Remember
follow
him?
baseball too much. so
Carlos
I don't know.
Beltran was the hero in one of the things, and they went to the World Series and lost to the Yankees.
Well, everybody loses to the Yankees.
Yeah, and that was his thing, and he was stealing signs. I guess. He got caught for it. Yeah, he was just.
And what? Just from watching video?
Yeah, because they were recording the coaches doing the signs.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and they record all the coaches apparently.
So
Trying to
how
decipher
do you
them.
think they're going
Since
to?
they play so many games with each other,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
But how do you think they're gonna stop that this year? Now you think there's gonna be different rules put in play?
Well, I don't know
I'm
exactly.
surprised it's never happened before. It probably has. They just
Yeah,
haven't been
like
caught.
the Patriots, right?
Right.
It's almost exactly the same thing.
Right.
Stealing signs and stuff. Yeah, so you know the play.
Yeah.
You do this. Oh, he's stealing first base.
I mean, you know that they say that's how the Buccaneers won that Super Bowl because Gruden they played the Raiders and
Yeah,
Gruden
yeah.
was the Raiders coach.
And he. Oh yeah, but that's legal.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
like it's the Raiders' fault for not changing.
Right.
They're the one who's
That's a
traded
different
him.
story.
You know,
That's a different
they're the one
story.
who traded him. Did
Yeah.
you know that?
I didn't know. Yeah.
They got John Gruden for 2 first-round picks. But they got fired Tony Dungy for it, remember?
Right. Yeah.
And
And,
so that
and
was.
Tony, I
And
like
then he
Tony
went to
Dungy,
the
man.
Colts too.
Yep.
Yeah.
I thought when Tony Dungy came, I was like, this is our guy.
But he had like
He
8,
really
9 years.
brought that team.
Yeah. He brought that team from nothing. Though. Yeah, that
Yeah.
team was such a joke.
I can't
during
think
that
of his
period-
name, but what was he, a running back or he came from FSU? Oh, he was my favorite
Peter
player.
Warwick.
No. Work done.
Warwick died.
Dunn.
Okay, yeah, it's during the same time. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. I
You had
remember.
Peter Warwick done, you had Cadillac Williams.
Yeah, Cadillac. Yeah, I remember the 3-headed. Who was the other guy? He went to the Giants, I think.
I can't remember all of them, but I remember being in Florida at the time, like Hulk Hogan, and there was this radio DJ named Bubba the Love Sponge, like.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
So he recorded him fucking his wife.
Yep.
He's okay with it.
Yeah. They used to be best friends.
I know. I guess they had an open marriage, anyways, right?
Yeah. Well, I used to listen to that guy on radio, Bubba the Love Sponge. This guy was like.
It makes me wonder,
He was like this big, fat, ugly dude that was so vulgar, but all the chicks loved him. Like I never.
So he got his
understood
hot
it.
wife too. Yeah. Like, yeah.
Man, that guy was nuts. I don't know where he's at now, but even like him and Howard Stern, like all those people
He
were a
lost his.
group.
No one wants to hire him anymore because of
Bubba?
that. Yeah, because of
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
But he already made his
Dude.
millions and millions
Hulk Hogan sued Gawker for $134 million,
for the.
and he, for
the porn,
releasing
right?
it, and he won, and he got the money.
Yeah, I know,
They sold
I
the
know.
company to pay him.
Yeah, but then his wife sued him and took all the money, I think.
No, he still got the.
Or no, she divorced him.
This was already after the
Oh, this
divorce.
was
Yeah,
after,
and I remember he was
okay.
fucking.
Yeah.
Yeah, he already lost all that money already. Remember?
Man,
And now he
what
got
a-
it all back from Gawker
What a clusterfuck, man.
because they put that thing on there, and you should be able to. And they're a $134 million company.
Yeah.
And so they sold it all to pay for fees and his thing. That's what
That
you
was
get,
crazy,
dude.
man.
No one. Oh shit! About 7 more minutes.
All right.
No one. What was I about to say? Hogan, right?
Mm-hmm.
No one really cares about these porn things unless it happens, I guess.
for so long they were like happening.
Yeah, and now that's pretty much what it is. Everyone's kind of like over it.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, you have a sex tape. Like,
right.
Yeah.
It was the big thing for a while. Though,
yeah, I know, but.
And how stupid could they be though? Like.
Yeah. Is it really that? Yeah.
Right.
Now, maybe because of the revenge porn.
Have you seen? There's this thing on Netflix with Kevin Hart, called "Don't Fuck This Up."
Yeah. Was it a comedy special?
Watch it. No, it's about him and his life for like the past 4 years. It's like a documentary.
Okay.
Yeah. And he literally had cameras following him for the last 4 or 5 years, and he got in a situation like that. And the crazy part was, and I don't want to be I probably shouldn't say it. It's probably a spoiler alert.
Nah, fuck spoiler.
But he only kept his crew around him, like his best friends that he grew up with.
Yeah.
And one time they went to Vegas, and when he got back from Vegas, his wife was like, "What the fuck is this?" And it was a video of him fucking another girl. Come to find out, it was his fucking best friend for like 30 years that videotaped him and was blackmailing him.
Oh, I heard about the blackmail. Yeah, I heard about the blackmail. Now I remember.
But if you guys haven't seen that special, man, watch. That's just one part of it. Like, and then he made comments about.
Dang, he had a crazy life.
Yeah, he made. Well, the whole special is about him building an empire like Jay-Z. Like, he wants to be a billionaire. And he can't do it from comedy.
Yeah.
He's trying to build this huge empire, but over the last couple of years, like, that happened, and then he made a comment about.
And now he's like,
I hope my son. I hope I don't ever find out my son's gay. Like, made a comic joke about it, and he's like.
Everyone hates him.
Like downfalling, like spiraling down.
Dude, he's still hot though.
Oh, dude, yeah. He's the number one paid comic in the world, and the guy works so hard.
It's like Rock and Kevin Hart's like somewhere around here.
Yeah, no, I love Kevin Hart.
Yeah, he's killing it, dude. Like,
it's a like mini series. I recommend watching it, man. And it's funny as hell because Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
But it's pretty good. Like
I like that. When Dave Chappelle did the Kevin Hart bit. Did you ever seen that in Netflix?
I don't think I've seen that.
Pretty much his kid loves Kevin Hart.
But speaking of Dave Chappelle, isn't he for Andrew Yang? Yeah.
We finally got him.
Yeah.
So he's probably the most important endorsement we ever have.
Sure, man. That's awesome.
So even he understands, because he's a type of guy who actually does care about people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And he's
that's
been
just
through it.
Yeah, and I think people like him because he turned down money from Comedy Central.
Yep, he sure did. That was
which is kind of weird to me because he made it all back with Netflix. Special. He only did 3 specials and he made all that money, and more.
He's not dumb.
Oh, he just took a 10-year break. That's all he had to do. Like, that's talent right there, dude. Like.
Yeah,
you just do 3 specials and Netflix pays you $150 million or something like that.
Yeah, he played it perfect. He knew exactly how.
Well, he said I had enough money, right?
Yeah, he doesn't.
And I'll just go to Africa.
Most people they make $1 million, they want $5 million, then they want $10 million.
Yeah, he probably had like a few million.
Yeah, I have enough. $2 million, whatever. That's enough for me.
And then he did, of course, his comedy. His stand up, that's probably like
another $1 million
a year. Yeah, it's not like he was getting broke.
Right.
So he's the guy who epitomizes that enough is enough. Like
speaking of endorsements, on the Hernandez special, while he was in prison, his agent called him and was like, all these people are dropping you, Nike's dropping you, you're losing all your deals. And he said, can you get me a Smith & Wesson deal? What the fuck?
What the hell? Really?
Yeah.
That guy's off his nuts.
Right?
Just after, dang. He's probably like, I got my 357. Just rapping that or something,
Well, I guess that was supposedly the murder weapon.
Oh, okay, man. Well, we've got 2 more minutes, so let's just do. This is it, man.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we'll see each other in a couple months once I use all my guests.
Sure.
But I have to repeat guests because I don't do the podcast without guests.
Okay.
Because if it's just me talking, I have no interest in doing that.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, so.
No, I've had a blast, man. Thanks for having
Yeah,
me. Like, I was a little skeptical at first.
Now that you're here, you want to do more? Like you, I bet you Sarah wants to do this.
You'd have to get her talking a little bit, but
I can do
she
that.
She has good, each individual person has good inputs, and her coming from
dude, I'll accept
a
anyone.
women's side who was married to someone that worked for a big corporation, like she fucking hates Walmart.
There's the thing too, like 80% of Andrew Yang's supporters are male, so we're having a problem with attracting the female. I just feel like women are not as politically active in general.
That's true.
And like only when it's time towards the election do they start to look into things.
And they just follow what their spouse.
Well, yeah. And like, well,
but nowadays women are a lot more independent.
Yeah.
Sarah is very independent.
Yeah. So like, I think they have their own candidates. That's probably the other issue. Like they probably would go with Elizabeth Warren because she's a woman. But I don't know. That's probably underestimating the women.
I don't know.
Okay, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right.